and welcome to the Wisdom Toolbox. My name is Nicola, and in this video we're going to be looking at a tool which I like to think of as how to discover or uncover your unique wisdom superpower. On my website, if you sign up, thewisdomtoolbox.com, you'll be sent the free cheat sheet which contains each of the 5 wisdoms we discussed today and the corresponding conflicting emotions and your superpower, so you can download that and spend some time in reflection and really get to know each of the 5 different wisdoms that we will be discussing. So to rewind a little bit, I would like to point out that this is not a tool that I've come up with myself, definitely not that wise, but actually comes from the very ancient and profound Dzogchen teachings, which actually predate Tibetan Buddhism. This is how old and established these teachings are. And essentially what Dzogchen teaches us is that the nature of everything has got wisdom as its underlying nature. And wisdom itself has got 5 different facets or aspects. But unfortunately, in the lives that we live today and the confusion that exists in the world, I don't know about you, but I'm so passionate that what the world really needs is wisdom in our times of confusion and delusion. But in this world that we live in today, instead of us being able to tap into the wisdom that is already within us, we are tapping into all this confusion, and that manifests as our conflicting emotions and ultimately into suffering. So if we can understand the fact that these 5 facets of wisdom have got corresponding facets of confusion, we can then analyze and determine which of the categories of conflicting emotion best suits us, or actually what we encounter most commonly. And when we can connect with that, we are then able to have a look under the lid and see the wisdom or our wisdom superpower that we hold dear. So the 5 categories of wisdoms, and remember these are categories, so there are generalizations and there are a lot of nuances that would go into each. The same with the 5 categories of conflicting emotions. They are general categories, so when you spend some time having a look at this on the cheat sheet, you've also really got to use your intuition and feel out where it is you think you would mostly sit. Most of us fall into at least 1, but sometimes 2 of the categories. Ultimately, we have all 5 aspects of wisdom within us. That is what we would call an enlightened person, as somebody who's able to be fully wise and embody all 5 wisdom attributes. But most of us would be really having a strength in 1 or 2 areas. And that's a great thing, because when we can focus on our one strength, that is where we are most likely to be most efficient and effective in mostly helping ourselves, but also rippling that out and helping others within our families and ultimately within our communities and the world at large. So by focusing on our unique wisdom strength, we are most likely to have the most likelihood of success in our efforts in whatever we are doing to benefit others. So the 5 categories of wisdom. So firstly, we have a concept of complete wisdom, and that is connected to the element of space. So that is like foundational wisdom. We then have the wisdom of equality, which is the energy of the earth element. We have the wisdom of what's called mirror-like wisdom, which means the ability to reflect back on what is being displayed, or to know that everything is a display of everything else. Mirror-like wisdom is connected to the water element. We have all-accomplishing wisdom, the ability to get stuff done in a very swift manner, that is connected to the air element. And we have what's called the discriminating wisdom, which is the energy of fire, which is the ability to clearly see the correct pathway through a situation and to know which is the best course to take. So these 5 categories of wisdoms have got now 5 corresponding categories of conflicting emotions. And this is unfortunately what most of us will be most familiar with. So the categories are complete ignorance, not even knowing, being completely bewildered and confused and stuck in illusion or maybe burying our heads in the sand. That would be one category of conflicting emotion, and the hardest of the 5, because if you are in that state, it's very hard to ever make a jump and to start your journey of becoming more wise. We have the category of aggression, anger, we have the category of pride, we have another category of jealousy and envy, and we have a category which is intense desire, lust, and attachment. So we look at those 5 categories and we see, where are you mostly triggered? Where's your weakness? Where is it that you have the most opportunity to work on yourself? So for example, if you decide, I think I'm a pretty proud person, I notice myself judging others, I have a subtle sense of, or maybe not so subtle sense of being better than somebody else, it's like that would mean you would most likely resonate with the wisdom of equality. Now, this actually makes sense when you think about it, because the wisdom of equality would tell us that everything is equal. But if you're confused and the wisdom isn't flowing and manifesting in its pure form, you are then not able to see the equality, and therefore you're more likely to judge somebody else or to feel better than somebody else. So it makes complete sense how the conflicting emotion hides the underlying wisdom. Now, I would call that superpower the superpower of connection. You're a connector. You're able to see that everything is connected. You're able to feel connection within yourself with everything. And you're also able to build connection within your community and within the world. And this is such an important wisdom and skill that we need right now. So you would then work with it in the following manner. You get triggered. Something happens and your pride arises. Let's say you're walking down the street and somebody does something you don't like, and you immediately judge them and you think, well, I'm better than that person, so what they've done actually doesn't matter to me. That would be an example of the energy of pride arising. Now, with awareness, and we start to build awareness on this journey, we recognize, hang on, I've got a choice. I can choose to either strengthen this conflicting negative energy of pride, or I can actually not strengthen that and rather see this as an opportunity for connection. And perhaps in that moment, instead of judging that person and being really harsh, you just simply say hello or apologize maybe for your part of the scuffle. And this is how we then start to strengthen our unique wisdom attributes, and through that we actually can magnetize and really strengthen our facet of wisdom that we've been blessed with. So it's a lovely way to work with ourselves, and in the process it has the benefit of helping us to break the habit of constantly being tripped up by our own conflicting emotions. So download the cheat sheet, well, sign up to the website and I'll send you the cheat sheet, and then look at the other tools where we also discuss developing your awareness and how to spend some time really working with these different wisdoms. Bye for now.